This is Gary Chan. Someone sent me this property and wanted to know what I thought about it. First of all, it is a little town called Summit, Illinois. I had to look that up on the map, and it is a little bit towards Cicero and Berwyn. I'll just pull up a map and kind of show you visually how that looks. Summit, Illinois. So the area has got a population of about 11,000, which if you watched any of my other videos, my opinion on that is usually with the smaller populations, less than 15,000, I would a little bit hesitate on moving in the area like that. But it is really close, again, like I said, to Cicero, Berwyn, Bridgeview, Bedford Park, Burbank. I mean, a lot of these are little clusters of towns all nearby each other. Countryside's over here, which has a Menards, and you could easily get whatever building materials if you needed to do home improvement projects to fix this house up. So, you know, it's not a bad thing, really, in terms of small town if it is nearby many other things and you're comfortable with that kind of decision. But wanted to, and also the population of this little town has been going up just a little bit, like 0.6%. So it hasn't really been seeing a population decrease, which would be another concerning thing for me. But yeah, it's not having that problem. Now, if we take a look at these pictures here, it looks pretty good from the inside visually. You know, maybe some now probably in this picture here, it might be a stove or a refrigerator that covers this hole in the wall, so that might not really be a problem. The linoleum floor could be updated, and see, this wall could be painted, but you could probably put some sort of appliance or something, a TV or some sort of shelving against this wall. You may not even need to repaint the wall. And this door looks kind of like it needs paint, but again, if you're opening and closing it, it might not even visually be that bad. My big concern, though, this is a foreclosure. That's not what I'm concerned about, though. It's a foreclosure, which could mean, hey, you could be getting a pretty good deal on this. And another interesting thing that really catches my eye is if you look at the Z estimate, it says it's worth $158,000. An estimated sale range of $122,000 to $182,000, and yet this is listed for $31,000. One thing I would think of is, could I buy this house, hold on to it for maybe a year, and then put it back on the market? Well, as I look at the price sale history here, I see that it's kind of been, you know, pending a sale in November and then listed back on for sale. And there's been some price changes, listed for sale, pending sale, price change. Used to be up $55,000, and in 2000 sold for $65,000. And the property taxes are $5,300, which is a little bit on the higher side, especially for the price of $30,000. But I would guess that if we looked at the tax assessed value, this tax assessment at $12,000 doesn't really mean much, because it could be a factorization of, you know, a multiplier. Like maybe it's worth $120,000, but it's assessed at 10% of that. But in any case, let's suppose that it's worth $120,000 by the city of Summit, and the taxes are $5,000 some dollars. Well, that might actually be in line with about a 3% tax rate, 3 to 4%. You know, so that's kind of reasonable. But considering that you'll be buying it at $30,000 some dollars, 5,000 something is quite a lot of taxes. And I'm kind of giving you a mixed review on the tax part, but I'm just giving you different sides of looking at that pricing of the taxes. Now, if you look at the schools here, Donald Wharton Elementary is an 8 out of 10. Heritage is 6 out of 10, and then Argo's 4 out of 10. So it's got a pretty good elementary school, which is a good thing if you've got children. And I'm going to go back up to this part here, that it's a foreclosure. And, well, it's a foreclosure. And if you read this carefully right here, It says review the attached city inspection and structural report and information section where city requested demolition. And this becomes a little bit now concerning to me. Why does the city want to demolish the building? Meaning they want to knock it down. Is there some major problem, structural defects to the building? Are these old pictures? Is there something that I'm missing that I don't know about this property in terms of maybe there's flooding in the basement? See, there are no pictures of the basement. And usually if the bank's foreclosing, they still send someone to cut the grass regularly. So I'm just very concerned about what kind of reasons the city will want to knock this building down, because it looks pretty good on the inside. And also when you get into the eyes of the city looking at the building, here's another thing. Look at the time on Zillow, 268 days. It's been on the market for quite a long time. And also, like I've been showing you about this price and tax history, it had been going for sale, pending sale, price changes, and it'd been going back and forth for quite a while. But what I wanted to say about this, the demolition, is that if the city wants to knock the building down, different cities are doing different things in terms of this process. They might send someone out to estimate the cost of repairs, and if the cost of repairs are more than the value of the building, they might determine that it's better worth knocking the building down. It's also been up on the market for almost a year, and if they can't sell it and no one wants to come in and repair it, that might be another reason they just want to knock it down. And because the concern is, if the building's not being used, lived in, rented, or whatever, it's going to bring in people who are like homeless and just want to, they want to occupy the property, and that can bring in trouble for the neighborhood. So it could just be that they're following certain protocols of the city and then putting on a demolition list where it might still be an equitable deal to buy it. But the other thing is, when you do get onto the city list, and the city inspections required, they may require that you hire licensed people for a lot of things, and that's where your cost of repairs are going to go up quite a lot. Whereas if you get something without any city inspection requirements, I'm not saying to downgrade the quality of the workmanship that you have done on the house, but you're going to have a lot less red tape, hiring people, anyone that you deem that can do good quality work on it. If you do get a property like this and you need the city inspection, they may even require very specific, let's say, electrical codes that are required in terms of updating the building. And that means that you can't just get any electrician. You've got to get a city approved electrician, and the city rules for the electrical work could be very specific for this city. And that means paying top dollar or top rates for whatever needs to be done. Keep in mind, this population of the city is 11,000, so there may or may not be a whole lot of electricians on that list, a city approved list. So I don't know. I think if this is just, again, an example, a little learning point. We have here a foreclosure listed at $31,000 some dollars, 3-bed, 1-bath, 956 square feet, would be served good as a rental or something to purchase and live in. But the concerns are here. We have a demolition. The city wants to demolish it, and then trying to get the city up to code so that it's not demolished would also require that you go to court, the housing court, and clear all these inspection requirements and then get it off the demolition list. So it would require a little bit further research, which would be calling the city building department or code enforcement. That goes by different names, but usually if you call the city, they'll usually transfer you to the right department. Usually if you ask like, I'm looking to buy this house on 7413 West 64th Street. Do you guys have a building codes department? Because I need to know a little bit more about why the city wants to demolish the building. They will then transfer you to the right authorities. What else? I guess those are the key things I wanted to talk about. In general, this being a foreclosure, they may be pricing this at a pretty reasonably good deal. Now you would think, why aren't anyone jumping on this opportunity? Generally speaking, something like this may require an all cash deal. I know it does say up here that it's a HECM. See, this is a Fannie Mae HECM property. Usually the home equity conversion mortgage, I don't remember exactly what that stands for, but this may be like a Section 206 loan, where it allows you to do remodeling on the inside, but it may require you to purchase this all cash outright. You know, I don't know the details of this particular loan in this situation, to be honest, but sometimes it's hard to get this loan due to finance, you know, like due to your particular circumstances in terms of your credit, income, and assets, and whether, you know, if you have to get a building contractor to estimate the cost of repairs. There are a lot of requirements for this Section 206 loan, the HECM type of loan. And so even though some people might qualify for it, they don't want to go through the headache of doing it. Especially, you've got to factor in, what are your repair costs to get this done? You've got to go through housing court. And then, is there still room left for this property to really be worth more than the after repair value, what they call the ARV? After you repaired it, is there still, let's say it costs you $50,000 to repair this, and it costs you what, $30,000 to buy it. You're in at $80,000, and if it's really worth $150,000, then you've really got a lot of equity in this property, additional value in it, you know. But if not, then that could be a reason for this deal to fall through. And it takes a particular kind of person that's going to want to go through all of this to move forward on a property like this. So, you know, there's a few things working into this that makes it complicated for it to go into pending sale and then people to want to back out. And then there are also other deals, other competing possible deals on the market that, you know, investors may want to go after instead of this. So, I guess that concludes my review of this property and my thoughts. Till the next video, I'll see you guys later.